Hello, I'm Dr. David Roberts from Manchester West Veterinary Hospital, here with Emmy again. And on this episode, we're going to talk about some of the behavioral issues or behavioral problems that we find with new puppies and how to try to get those puppies to stop doing that with some positive reinforcement and maybe a little bit of negative reinforcement. One of the things that we tell people, if a puppy's doing anything wrong, whether it's soiling on the carpet right in front of you, whether it's chewing and biting, jumping on you, barking, we never call it a punishment. We actually call it a correction. Puppies want to please. We talked about them being social animals. They want to do what's right. They don't want to be bad. They don't want to be wrong, but they don't understand it all the time. So we call it a correction. That's the one more take-home word that you should learn from this little episode. What we tell people is there's also different ways to correct and praise puppies. There's 3 tones of voice that we use to actually communicate with a puppy. I'm talking here to the camera and she doesn't even know that I'm here. But if I say, "Good girl, what a good puppy," the ears go up, her head goes up. She hears that as a tone of voice. So baby talk is voice tone number 1. The second one is the commands. Those are in the affirmative voice. Sit, stay. And she lifts her head up. She knows that that is something that she needs to do. She listens to me. So that's the affirmative voice for your command. Sit, stay, down. The other one is the growling tone of voice. And we'll see how she responds to this. If she were chewing on my hand, I would tell her, "No bite." And she says, "Ooh, this guy means business." I'm not being mean to her. I'm not yelling at her. I'm not making a big commotion. I'm just calmly saying, "No bite." I growl it. That's how my big dog, Cruiser, takes care of her. When she's in Cruiser's face, he gives her a little huff, a little growl, and she leaves him alone. She listens to that. So those 3 tones of voice are the basis for how to correct a puppy. So 4 things that we usually see. One is chewing and biting on hands. And people that let themselves or their children or their kids' friends chew on their hands, you're going to have a puppy that chews, an adult dog that's going to chew on their hands. It's going to chew on your guests' hands when they come over, your family members, and it's just going to be that simple. So no hands in the mouth. 3 things. 1, you can always redirect her to a toy. And this is Brianne's favorite. She's almost got the ear off here. It's hanging by a thread. She likes squeaky toys. She likes these types of toys, the fleece toys, and I like those better. Vinyl toys, by the way, they get chewed up. We had a few. She chewed them up in no time. We were pulling pieces out of her mouth. Those are the vinyl squeaky toys, the plastic toys. She also likes toys like this that have rattly things in it. She'll throw this around. I think she got one of the legs off already. But we know that, and we can pull it away and throw it in the trash can. The other thing that we use are these behavioral types of toys called Busy Buddies, and there's all kinds of Kong toys. You can actually put a little treat in the end of this, and it keeps them busy, but it's also a way to, if she's chewing on my hand, I will say, "No bite," and then I will give her her toy. She starts chewing on that. I tell her, "Good puppy." That's called quiet praise. It's not big time baby talk. It's quiet praise. Good girl to chew on your toy. And she'll start to understand what's wrong and what's right, just like a kid. But you have to communicate with them with that tone of voice. A second thing is, other things they're going to be doing is chewing on inanimate objects. A chair rung, a cabinet door, anything else, your shoe. What you want to do in that instance, before you even go over and correct her, you want to pick up her toy and you want to take that over, tell her, "No bite." Another thing for things of that nature, I use another tone or not a tone, but another saying called "leave it." Leave it. Leave it alone. Let it go. Leave it. So if she's gone to my shoe or something, I will tell her, "Leave it," and she'll usually drop it. But then I have this in my hand and I can instantly give it to her, and she starts chewing on that. And again, quiet praise. "Good puppy, good girl. That was a good girl." It teaches them this is wrong, that's right, wrong, right, wrong, right. And you will do this and you'll sound like a broken record over and over. Third one is jumping up on you. And that's the way that puppies greet other puppies, and that's the way they're going to want to greet you. Just like with mouthiness, it's a communication type of thing. But we need to let them know again what's wrong and right, because when she's 90 pounds and she's jumping on my 60-pound, nephew, it's not going to be good. So what we do is we do, again, no jump. We try to tell them in that tone of voice. And another thing, when a dog or a puppy starts to jump on somebody, your first reaction is to back up. What you should actually do is step towards them. You'll actually either A, make them miss cue, or B, you're going to show a little bit of your own dominance, that you're coming in and you're actually saying that this is not acceptable. The other thing that I use is not the word down. Down is a command. Down is lay down and stay down. We say off. So if she's jumping on me, I'll walk towards her and I'll say off, and in that growling tone of voice. And then I'll say, good girl, that's it. You don't need to do that. The other one is barking. And barking's a tough one once it gets out of control, because a dog that's barking, and we have this conversation with people on a weekly basis at least, once you have an adult dog that's a barker, you almost cannot solve that. It's all on negative reinforcement. So again, no bark when they're doing that. Maybe a clap of the hands. That will show her that that's wrong. When she stops, good puppy, good. Even if she's in a crate, you can say it from across the room. The thing that I'm not a big fan of, some people advocate them, are making a lot of noises when puppies are doing things wrong. The shake can, the rolled up newspaper for spanking. I don't think you need that. You have everything right here in your voice to correct that puppy and to make sure that they are understanding, again, what's right and what's wrong. So use the tone of voice, and you don't need to spank, you don't need to even hit. You can mix it up a little bit. We had a trainer that would have us say, instead of no bark, no bark, no bark, she'd go, ah, and again, Emmy responds to that. So there's a lot of different things you can do without having to do anything forceful, anything punishment-wise. It's really just getting them to learn. Remember, they want to do what's right, they really do, but you need to teach them what's right and what's wrong. I'm Dr. David Roberts from Manchester West Vet Hospital, and again, thanks for your attention.